The counterattack system of 10,000 suspicions, the crazy love of the queen of cold noodles. Chapter 1, Accidental Binding. Qin Wanru never thought that her ordinary afternoon would rewrite her entire life. In an unexpected network failure, a mysterious system accidentally binds her, an ordinary urban female white-collar worker. The task of this system is to let her play all kinds of disgusted roles, live as a female supporting role, villain, and even a vicious queen that everyone hates in the script, and complete a series of weird and tricky plot tasks. The system beep rang in her ears. Mission begins, to be the core character that is disgusting to the audience, but impossible to ignore. Qin Wan was confused, but she soon discovered that no matter how arrogant and indifferent she was, the people around her began to be attracted to her inexplicably. Even the group of people who originally hated her fell into infatuation. Chapter 2 The Taste of the First 1,000 People's Suspicions. The first role played by Qin Wanru is an arrogant and domineering rich girl, Ling Xiao. She is a hated existence in the family, but she hides an unknown bitterness. In the plot, she needs to do all kinds of selfish and shady behaviors, such as deliberately provoking father and son against each other, brothers falling apart, and making friends strangers. Qin Wan seems to be very deep in the play, and he doesn't play cards according to common sense at all. But the strange thing is that Ling Xiao's father not only did not give up on her completely, but silently protected her behind her back. Her brother also took repeated risks to save her, and her former friend can't let go of her feelings. She was puzzled, and the faint prompt voice of the system sounded again. You see, how much they love you, even if they know that you are arrogant, cold, selfish, twisted, divided, dark and evil, they are still hopelessly infatuated with you. Chapter 3, The Vortex of Contradictory Feelings. As the mission deepened, Qin Wanru successively played a number of hateful characters. She is a scheming queen in ancient court dramas, a ruthless female executive in modern workplace dramas, and a cruel witch in a fantasy world. Her behavior became more and more extreme, and her personality became more and more distorted, but the strange thing is that no matter how much she tortured the people around her, they could not give up on her, and even became more persistent. Qin Wanru began to reflect, is he really so ruthless? Or is it all just a drama of system design? And the feelings of the people around her for her, are they real? Chapter 4, The Split and Rebirth of Emotions. In the latest mission, Qin Wanru plays the role of Zili, an evil queen known as the 10,000 Suspicions, whose actions are cold and shady, causing the entire kingdom to fall into chaos. Unexpectedly, she accidentally rescued the young crown prince of the kingdom, and gradually felt the long-lost warmth and dependence in her interaction with him. She found that she also longed to be loved and understood. The system begins to be abnormal, and the mission is no longer purely about playing the role of 10,000 people, but involves the choice of real feelings. Chapter 5, The Reversal of the Plot. Just when Qin Wanru wanted to give up the conspiracy of the system, the characters around her suddenly began to express their true feelings to her, even at the expense of themselves to protect her. Her father turned against her former best friend in order to save her, her brother resisted assassination for her, and her best friend remained by her side after many betrayals. Qin Wanru began to understand that while he became a disgusted person, he also inadvertently became an inseparable light in their hearts. Chapter 6, Truth and Choice. The true purpose of the system has finally been revealed. It is to let Qin Wanru learn to understand and experience the power of being loved, and use this power to change the seemingly impossible ending in all plots. She can choose to continue to play the role of 1,000 people and let all relationships break down. You can also choose to break through the system script and rewrite your fate. Qin Wan seemed to be standing at the crossroads of fate and made a decision. Chapter 7, The Queen Who Changed Her Fate. She uses her heart to understand the people around her, and learns to communicate and tolerate. Those who once hated her actually supported her because of her sincere change. The former father-son rivalry has been repaired, the rift between the brothers has gradually been filled, and the best friends have regained their trust in each other. Qin Wanru is no longer the 10,000 suspicions defined by the system, but the real protagonist, who has rewritten his life and story. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8, A New Beginning. The system announced that the task was completed, and Qin Wanru's shackles were removed. She regained her freedom. She smiled and said, "Once, I thought I was hated by everyone, but I realized that the people who are truly loved are those who are willing to change." She stepped out of the shadows and welcomed a bright future of her own. Chapter 9, The Attraction of Contradictions. Qin Wanru thought that the shackles of the system were about to be lifted, but a new plot mission quietly unfolded. She must play the role of Ling Han, a cold queen who is hated by everyone but irresistible to those around her. Ling Han's identity is that of a powerful family heir, with a ruthless personality, decisive behavior, cold eyes to relatives and friends around him, often mean words, and is known as the suspicion of 10,000 people. However, her father doted on her very much, and even if there was opposition within the family, he still did not hesitate to turn against his relatives. Her younger brother is far away from jealousy, but he is silently protecting in secret. Although her friend fell out with her, he took the risk to save her at a critical moment. Qin seems to be caught in this vortex of contradictory emotions, constantly struggling between coldness and tenderness, trying to make sense of these feelings that cannot be explained by reason. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10, The Rival Appears. Just as Ling Han gradually reconciled with his family and struggled to reverse his fate, an equally powerful but diametrically opposed character appeared. Her name is Zhang Chenji. She is a distant relative of Ling Han's family. She has a strong and ambitious personality. She used to be Ling Han's best friend, but she became a mortal enemy due to a misunderstanding. Zhang Chenji used all kinds of conspiracies and tricks to try to seize control of the family, and constantly provoked the relationship between Ling Han and his relatives, trying to make Ling Han isolated again. Qin Wanru felt that the challenges of the system intensified, and she had to choose between maintaining family affection and fighting back against the enemy, and the pressure and responsibility made her grow gradually. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11, Into the Darkness. Ling Han was cornered by Zhang Chenji and fell into unprecedented loneliness and darkness. Her behavior became more distorted and cruel, causing more people to leave her. However, it also made her realize what she really wanted. She longed to be understood and accepted, not to be a perpetual hate. Qin Wanru began to use the special abilities provided by the system to try to influence the mentality and choices of other characters, striving to break the dead cycle and save Ling Han and the people around him. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 12, An Unexpected Ally. Just as Ling Han was about to give up everything, an unexpected ally appeared, Zhang Chenji, a former rival in love. Zhang Chenji gradually saw his mistakes in many conflicts with Ling Han, and also found that Ling Han was not as ruthless as he imagined. The two reach a fragile reconciliation and decide to join forces against a greater enemy, the dark forces outside the family, and the mysterious controller behind the system. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13, The Truth About the System is Revealed. By digging deep into the background of the system, Qin Wanru found that this system was actually designed by an organization that spans time and space, and is used as a tool to test people's hearts and emotions. The 10,000 Suspicions mission set up by the system aims to make the characters face the dark side of themselves, and at the same time let the people around them learn to accept and tolerate, and finally form a strong emotional link. The real purpose of this organization is to cultivate emotional leaders who can influence the world in the future, and Qin Wanru is at the heart of that. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14, The Final Showdown. Ling Han, Zhang Chenji, and Qin Wanru joined forces to fight against the controller behind the system. This contest is not only a collision of strength, but also a contest of emotions and beliefs. Faced with the shackles of fate, they choose to break the established script and replace hatred and misunderstanding with love and understanding. In the fierce confrontation between spirit and reality, Qin Wanru finally mastered the control of the system, successfully rewrote all the plots, and let the characters usher in real liberation and rebirth. Chapter 15, True Freedom. The system was finally completely unblocked, and Qin Wanru and all the characters who were involved in it gained real freedom. Ling Han reconciled with his family and regained his long-lost family affection. Zhang Chenji chose to embark on the road of self-redemption. Qin Wanru embarked on a bright future of her own with precious experience and growth. She understands that life is never about being cold or tender, but about the interweaving of the two, and the process of learning to love and be loved. Chapter 16, A Turning Point in Fate. After Qin Wanru took control of the system, he found that in addition to rewriting the plot, he could also give the characters a real choice. This led her to start devising a game-breaking plan, hoping to break the fate of all characters being labeled as 10,000 people. She took the initiative to find Ling Han's father and younger brother, and the three of them frankly exchanged past misunderstandings and pains, and the cold family atmosphere finally showed a trace of warmth. Zhang Chenji, on the other hand, visited his best friends who had been hurt by him in the past, apologized one by one, and promised to turn over a new leaf. Chapter 17, Real Emotions Outside the Theater. During this time, Qin Wanru gradually felt that while the system forced her to play the role of 10,000 people, it also allowed her to witness the complexity and beauty of the depths of human nature. She has established a sincere friendship with Ling Han, Zhang Chenji, and even her former enemies that transcends the plot. The original queen of cold noodles has become soft, and the rival in love has become the strongest backing, and Qin Wan, like herself, has also found the true direction of her life. No matter how much she is misunderstood and disgusted, being brave is the most important thing. Chapter 18, The Raid of the Dark Organizations. Just when everything seemed to be calm, the mysterious organization behind the system was unwilling to lose control of Qin Wanru. They sent a powerful group of agents to invade her consciousness in an attempt to plunge her back into an endless cycle of drama. In the face of this unprecedented psychological warfare and will challenge, Qin Wanru, Ling Han and Zhang Chenji joined hands to fight. They used their sincerity and trust to weave an impregnable spiritual defense, and finally expel the dark forces from the system. Chapter 19, The Dawn of a New Era. After defeating the enemy, the system completely collapses, and all the characters trapped in the virtual script are freed. Ling Han became the family's reconciler, Zhang Chenji started a new life in the field of social welfare, and Qin Wanru decided to compile his experience into a book to inspire more confused souls. Together, the three of them formed a soul mutual aid society dedicated to helping those who were misunderstood and socially isolated. Chapter 20, The Perfect Ending, True Love and Freedom. In an activity of the Spiritual Mutual Aid Association, Qin Wan seemed to meet another man who had also experienced a low point in his life, Jian Ran. The two resonated because of their shared past and began to face the ups and downs of life together. Qin Wanru finally understood that she didn't have to be a perfect queen, nor did she have to deliberately play the role of 10,000 people. As long as she was sincere to herself and treated others sincerely, love would come naturally. She smiled and said, I am willing to love and be loved with my whole heart. Postscript. A story full of suspense and reversal, but also a spiritual journey about self-awareness and emotional redemption. Qin Wanru's experience tells us that no matter how many people are misunderstood, no matter how dark and cold we once were, as long as we have the courage to change ourselves and face others sincerely, we can gain love and freedom. May everyone who struggles in the darkness find their own light and become the self who is not defined but truly free.